So, eclectic homeschooling is just mixing different homeschooling resources to making it into what you want it to be like. I don't follow my curriculum to a T. I would say the main reason I don't is because each of my children have different learning styles, and there are seasons that we go through in homeschooling where one minute we are, or for a couple of months, we're working on workbooks, and then we're taking tests, and then for another couple of months we're outside and we're getting in nature, and sometimes it's a mixture of both. I just feel like it's so important for children to be able to experience things while they're also learning. It makes it more fun, and when they are interested in something, you'd be surprised how quickly they are to learn about it and to keep wanting to gain more information on it. For instance, I have a 7-year old, soon to be 8, and he really loves science. I mean, when we're talking about planets, whether we're talking about nukes, whether we're talking about dinosaurs, he just loves learning more and more about science. And so, because it's one of his favorite subjects, we spend a little bit more time on it. I feel like it's great to explore their interests because you're molding a little human being, you're molding a little person. And so at the end of the day, you really want them to be able to live out their passion and do what they love to do. To me, it's all about fostering that interest in a subject and then also seeing where they go with it. Um, it's so funny watching children and when they really, really are interested in something and how it's like a light bulb goes off and they just start to run with it. And that's another thing. Eclectic homeschooling really, really is more focused on having a child led education. The proverb says, see where your children want to go and see how far they go. I am a true believer in this proverb, and I really feel like it is one that really imitates life. When we first started homeschooling, I was very structured. I mean, I had my calendar down for the month, and I was just so focused on trying to make the education seem more like a school. And I think that was my one of my mistakes that I learned earlier on is to not make your homeschool environment school like. And what was necessary was unschooling. And unschooling is merely the idea that children can create their own education based off of what they are interested in. So when they wake up and they want to go outside and just go for a walk, like they're learning, they're also taking in the idea of taking care of yourself. Walking improves mental health. Walking makes you feel so much better at the end of the day. There's just so many benefits when it comes to just working out and moving your body. And even with unschooling, I really had to just let go and say, you know what? These kids, they really, really want to learn. They have fun learning. They're excited to learn. So how can I tap into that? Even if even if I find out one of them has started watching TV early in the morning, Kanan, and it's so crazy because he's still watching something that he's interested in. He's watching a documentary about Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's watching a documentary about different science experiments that he can do for the day. And my teenager, she is very self-directed and she's a great self-learner, and she's just really good at doing independent work. So for her, I do create a schedule on a weekly basis where I make her a schedule each week on Sundays. She likes to have everything mapped out, as far as what she has to do each day, what each assignment is, when it's due. She just really, really likes that structure. But there are, like I said, we go through seasons of where we just want to learn something that we're truly, truly interested in. And for her, being an entrepreneur is a one of those fields that she just really, really has flocked to. I mean, me and her dad are entrepreneurs, so it's understandable why she would want to take more of an interest in it, making her own money. She did a bake sale last year. Right now, she is publishing books on Amazon. She's all about passive income. I got her the Dr. Boyce Watkins finance book. It teaches your kids about financial security, about having passive income, about credit, how to buy a house, how to buy a car. What does all of that look like? um, you know, for her, she because she's so independent, such an independent worker, she definitely um, has found a way to be able to make her own money and not have to have a boss. So I'm very proud of her in that. And then she's very passionate about what she wants to do as she gets older, as far as if she wants to go to college and what that looks like for her. My fourth grader, she is very, very laid back, but she does like to check boxes. So when I say check boxes, I mean that she likes to complete assignments and then check off that she's done them. So for her, she really likes having a list or at least some type of agenda for the day. Okay, she's not the first to go to the watch TV. She's the first to come to me and say, "Well, what do I have to do today?" Um, Now, all of my kids are really good at coming to me when they are ready. My girls tend to come earlier in the morning, whereas my son comes later on in the afternoon. So that's when I meet up with my boys. But yeah, my fourth grader, she is just really, really focused on, I want to be on the same level as my friends, and I want to also know facts that they don't know. So she is very intrigued when it comes to learning about animals. When she's learning about gardening, when she's learning about history. She loves learning about history because there's so much that even some adults don't know. So she loves coming up with different or learning about new facts and historical facts and being able to tell people like, yeah, this is what happened. As far as my two under two, I have a soon to be 2 year old and a 5 month old. And the both of them, they typically nap pretty good, taking 2 naps a day. But in between that, my toddler is busy. And homeschooling with two under two, I'm gonna do another video for that. That is very, very. It's not just stressful. It's a whole different world. You feel like you stepped into a whole nother dimension with toddlers, and a newborn. So with them, we do reading. So I have my 10 year old go ahead and she does reading with the little ones. And then there's also a lot of outside time play for them. So my toddler's always outside walking around or on the trampoline, or running around the house getting into everything. But we have a lot of eyes on them, so we just take turns at that point. And yeah, so for the youngins, it really just comes down to them experiencing life itself. But I feel like no matter who you are or what type of homeschool you decide that you want, you need to develop your why. Your why is, why are you doing this? Why has it become a necessity for you and your kids to be able to homeschool? I mean, I know that it is a privilege to be able to do this. Um, But if you are considering it or it's becoming more of a possibility for you and your family, I think that you should just go for it and see where it goes. Um, Finding your why is very important. I know that my why was originally, because it was 2021, originally it was, I don't like them having to wear the whole mask things in kindergarten. And then it turned into, I don't like how this teacher is talking to my kids. And then it turned into, I don't like the idea that my children are being exposed to things that I just didn't want them to be exposed to. And that's when I said, you know what, it's time. That initial feeling was, I was scared at first and I was very nervous, but also excited because I knew that when it was time, I would know. I always thought about homeschooling, but it just never was a possibility for us. But once we switched careers and got into real estate, the possibility just really opened up and we took it. You really should do your own research, find out all of the different ways to homeschool, and figure out which one truly works for you and your family. Right now, eclectic homeschooling is was for me, a little bit of unschooling, a little bit of structured. Depending on how we feel is how we go. Now, I hope this video was very helpful to you all and useful if you are considering homeschooling or thinking about switching up your homeschool. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and share with others. Thanks.